feel like music is God's, and whatever good thing is being tarnished means that there is something more to it than what meets the eye. Like if the music industry is so influenced in such a bad way at the moment, to me, I go, that's God's, and there is so much potential there to flip it around. For me with songwriting, I'm like, let's not hide from the real stuff and let's not hide from the world. I never want to create music that's like a Christian club. I want it to be, let's talk about the real stuff. Christian music, I think it has so much potential and power, and Christian artists have so much potential to really change the whole industry if we just committed to trying to be the loudest in the room. Sometimes life just is not good. And God has been in that for you. And the only way you're going to reach people that don't know Jesus, that are walking through similar things, is if you write about that from your God-given perspective. I think we should just never make it hard for people to encounter Christ, and I think unintentionally we can do that.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Make Jesus Music. I am Velzy, and I'm with my best friend and co-host, Walker.
Good to be here. Yeah, and we're at Toowoomba, 92.9 FM. They've actually lent this awesome space to us to set up the pod here. Yeah, such a blessing. So shout out to them. If you don't follow them on socials, make sure you do. And we have the wonderful Elijsha Davey.
Hello.
Yeah, and if you don't know Elijsha Davey, she's a legend. She's here in Toowoomba, and she's, going into the rough and finding gigs and things in Toowoomba space. Is that right?
Yes, that is right.
And you're working on an EP.
I am.
Which is exciting.
Yes.
Because, Elijsha Davey's been, fresh on our radar, and we're just really curious about, who she is and how the Lord has brought her here. Not just 92.9, but just in life as an artist. So, Elijsha Davey, welcome.
Thank you.
How would you best describe yourself and your sound?
Yes, this is the question. I feel like for the longest time, I have loved country and pop music, and I love the blend of pop country, and I'm so glad that it's getting, that little bit more appreciation in the world. But I would like to think that my music and my genre can't really be fit into just the country pop box. I love a little bit of rock. I love a bit of indie, Noah Kahan.
Nice.
So I would say I'm a bit of a blend of all four of those.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Nice. Tell us a bit about your story. I mean, you're a relatively new artist, is that right?
That's right.
Yeah. So, why make Jesus music?
Yeah. I guess going back to the very beginning, I grew up in church and I loved singing. And so I naturally joined the church bands, the youth bands, and was always in that scene growing up. And then just one day I remember being in my bedroom and just thinking why can't I write music? Why can't I sing for a living? Why can't I give this a crack? And then I didn't really do anything with it, but I would always just sit in my bedroom with my guitar, and writing has always been my way of processing anything. I can literally go through something and have a conversation with someone and not be able to find the words, but I pick up a guitar and it's it just comes to me. And I can all of a sudden process everything around me. And one day it just clicked where I was I think I want to do this. I think I want to just process the world around me and my faith and my story with song. Sort of feels like the only option because I can only bring it to my forefront when I'm actually playing guitar.
Yeah.
But that sort of just led me to this just natural, I think I want to do this one day. And I started writing and got in touch with some people to help me start recording. And that was only 4 years ago. So pretty fresh journey. Yeah.
And you currently have some music out, but you're working on an EP.
That's right.
Yeah.
The first, I would say 3 years was really just trying to figure out my sound and figure out what I wanted this to look like. It's like having the training wheels on, really.
Yeah.
And then this year is the year of, I feel like I've finally got that. I don't think you ever have it, but I know I have a bit more confidence in that. And I want to start meeting with people in public spaces and singing with them and sharing these stories with them. And that's what this year is all about. Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. And so, in Toowoomba, you said you had a few gigs around and you're kind of searching. What are you looking for and why?
Yes. So I am just looking for really, I just love connecting with people and going out there and sharing experiences with people. And so I do have 2 shows coming up, which I'm super excited about. One at Leyburn Hotel. I don't know if you've heard of Leyburn.
Yep.
And then another out at Yuliba. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Possibly.
But they have a really tight-knit community out in both of those spaces. And so I'm really excited just to go out there and meet them all and sing with them and just have the best time sharing stories. Yeah.
What sort of music are you playing in those spaces? Like a lot of covers as well as obviously your own music?
Yeah, while I'm building up my library, I am definitely doing like a lot of my favorite covers.
Yeah.
And then a lot of unreleased music. I think it's a great time just to like put feelers out for songs.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, so a lot of my EP I'll be playing early and just getting feelers for that.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. And so being a part of this growing industry, we've had a few artists that have been saying that they're so ecstatic about how Australia is growing in the Christian music space.
Yes.
And when we say Christian music space, we appreciate the fact that you can be a Christian artist or play for Jesus' glory, but also be able to contextualize that into the world, to be in the world and not of the world.
Yes.
And so, you know, how have you found that the industry is growing and what's your take?
Yeah. This is like, I love that this question has come up because it's something I've wrestled with for the last year. There was a period where I'd released like 5 songs and then I had this like wrestling in myself of like it's like that faith and flesh fight of like, why am I writing these specific songs? Because songs have weight. Like the words you speak do have weight. We know that. It's like the life is in the tongue, death and life. And I started thinking, like really wrestling with God of like, there are certain experiences as humans that we go through and we can't hide or shy away from that. And you got to give credit to, like we talk to people when we're going through something. We connect with people because it makes you feel seen, heard and understood or feel like someone else gets your story. But you don't want to make people, you don't want people to always feel like they're, like, let's put it this way. In a song, you can write a song about a certain experience, but my wrestle was, am I just getting people to focus on that bad experience and not actually see the hope later? Like if I write a story about like a broken friendship and you could write about all the real emotions in that and how it went bad and, you know, the story of what you did, they did, you could do that. But then the people that are singing along to that song, that's all they're focusing on. But you know that you've actually healed and come out of that and there was hope in that and life is better from that. Yeah. Should I just write songs about just that? And so I've had this wrestle of like how to do songwriting, what Jesus music looks like. Is it okay to sing about the human experience? Is it not? And I've been just on this journey with God of like trying to find the stories that are worth writing and the ones that aren't and his heart for that. And sorry, that's such a long-winded way to say. That's the journey that I've been on. It's so much back and forth of like, okay, God, but what about this song? Where do you sit with this song? And should I include these lyrics here or is that going to mislead people? And so it's been really interesting for me to, I guess, come to that conclusion. And I don't think I've fully arrived, but I definitely have more confidence in like we are hands and feet. And like if I'm not writing songs that are about the hard stuff, the human experience as a Christian, someone else will, and people will gravitate to that. So maybe it's better that I run with it and I add the love of Jesus into it through unique ways of how you write it and maybe how the story progression goes. Yeah, does that make sense?
Yeah,
Have I explained that right?
Yeah.
I think even for young girls who are struggling with their identity and different things that they're going through, they can easily gravitate to someone in the charts. And I think we need musicians and artists like yourself that gives hope to young women and young girls out there. I think that's really inspirational and a great thing that you're doing. So yeah, keep that up for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah. Do you have any role models or people that you take guidance from as well? Like I guess musically, but also in maybe a pastoral way or a mentor kind of way? Yeah,
definitely. I have like varied people I look up to in my life. I love how every person is so unique and different and has different things to offer. And so I definitely like look to a few different random people. But in music, she's younger than me and she's fresh to the scene, but I am so inspired by her. Her name's Avery Anna. Okay. She's an American artist. She very much sings about the real stuff, but is very open about like how God is her everything. And you would say if you looked at her, like artist image in the public eye. You would think she's a secular artist, but then you listen to her music and you're like, no, there's more to you. And then when she speaks on stage, there's so much more to her, like with her faith. So I really look up to how she just does that and manages herself. I would say in life, my senior pastor, Ken, I really look up to him and just how he lives his life. And he's always on mission. Like nothing that he does, like he does everything with intention and everything for the sake and the benefit of others. And so I'm really inspired by that, like to do nothing for selfish cause, because it's so easy to want to do
Pastor
something.
Ken,
Shout out Pastor Ken.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool, man.
They'd be my and my family. As with everyone, my family is my rock. So they'd be my main inspirations and mentors in life. Yeah.
Because thinking of your family, Davey isn't your last name, is it?
No.
Is that your real name?
It's my maiden name.
Oh, all right.
There you go.
Yeah,
My
right.
actual last name, like legal last name, is Krushka. And so Elijah Krushka. Yeah.
Yeah. And so, what's Krushka? Is that,
Krushka is like a surname that was made up, I think 3 generations back now. But it's a Polish descent. And so it's my husband's last name. And I obviously, when we got married, took it on and am carrying it forward. When I started music, it was like right on the verge of like, we were about to get married. And I was like, what do I do? I committed to Davey. But Krushka is my actual last name.
Yeah. Very cool. Yeah. That must be very cool having a Polish family.
Yeah. They're actually like, we have many blended families in my family line. So they're Polish, Romanian, Asian. And then my family side is Maltese and German.
Wow.
So we're this beautiful blend of loud and
Different
and
cultures.
fun.
So good.
That's awesome.
So good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you feel like that sort of loud and vibrancy has come out in your journey as learning that you are called to be a performer?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
My parents have definitely raised us to, I don't know how they didn't come out one day and just be like, you are capable of great things. And like, it was just woven into my childhood, I think, which I know I'm very like blessed to be able to say that. But they always championed us of like, you can do whatever it is that you want to do and you are special and you do have a call on your life. And I'm really grateful for parents that raised us that way, because I think it just motivated me to always chase after like the higher calling and whatever it is I wanted to do, or to chase the gold standard in whatever way you can.
Very cool.
Definitely think my family's been a big motivator in driving me towards how can I use music to benefit the world.
Love passionate family. We were talking earlier about how even myself as a father, and I've got 3 children, right? And how it's just such a theme at the moment for me, the importance of a father or a mother with my wife, and how the things that we do for our children. And it's again, another story of your parents being that shepherd in your life to be able to allow you to grow and flourish in the way that God's intended you to.
Absolutely.
And that's through creative and music and different things. And that's why we do this podcast, you know?
Yeah.
Which is great.
Yeah.
No, amazing. And I want to know a little bit more about Elijah, like yourself. You know, you said you're married, right? And what does your life look like day to day?
Yeah. So day to day at the moment, I have a job, which I also love. I'm a wedding planner by day.
Amazing.
Yeah, at Gavin Bar Homestead. It is
Lovely.
a phenomenal venue. And so that's how I spend like my work weeks. And then I get home and like, it's rare you won't find me just, poor Sam, that's my husband's name. Like, he just hears the weirdest vocal warm-ups, the like all this singing and trying new things with songs all throughout the week. Bless him. And so usually I'm doing that of an afternoon. I try and stay really disciplined with like that routine. Working full time and pursuing like a goal can be a challenge. And especially when work can be like full and so chasing a dream while being realistic about like having money and that's always a fun tension. Outside of that, I just love connecting with friends and family. I really am a bit boring and simple like that. I just, if I'm not doing music or work, I'm with people.
Yeah, for sure.
I just love being around people. And I think that's where the joy of life comes from, is connecting with others. And I think it's easy to get swept away from that these days.
Yeah.
But that's really where I am outside of work and music, is just with my family and friends. Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, community is so important. And I think, it's been a relatively fresh theme as well for us, in that, artists are constantly saying like, hey, I mean, even with the topic of AI and things like that, it's like we actually need to create space for community.
Yeah.
Allow people to come into projects, but also just be a part of what we're doing.
Yeah.
Not in a like, just do what I'm doing, but kind of like, like an invitation though.
Yeah.
Would you like to be a part of what God is doing through this project? You mentioned that you work with a few people. Do you want to let us know, do you have a producer? What's the process with your music? How does it go from paper to collaboration with others to end product?
Yeah. So the creative processes for me always start with just like voice memos, guitar, like in the journal. And then if I find something that I really love, or I think is something that I'd like to share, I'll send it through to my producer, Tyler. He produces, mixes and masters for me, which is really cool.
Awesome.
He's over in America, and I send him like just files. I don't know how he does it. He's so cool. But I just send him the files and a bit of a brief of like, this is how I hear this song, or this is how I hear the EP, and this is like the sound vision I have, or what I want it to feel like. And this is how I want people to experience this entire EP. And then he will put together his magic, and as in he'll just add like instruments and layers based on like the rhythm and the melody and the lyrics that I've got. And then we'll just go back and forth from there of like, oh, I really like this. Let's go deeper into this sort of direction until we both have a piece that we're happy with. The thing I love about Tyler, his name's Tyler Spicer.
Yeah.
Shout out Tyler.
Yeah.
He's the best.
Yeah.
Is I lost my train of thought.
Yeah.
Too busy shouting him out.
The thing you like about Tyler?
Yeah. The way
I
that he
just love
works.
that it's collaborative. That he is not like, yeah, that's good. Like, yep, let's settle there. Like, he has just as much passion and heart for the projects as I do, and we have very similar like style and vision. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's a Christian as well, but we've never really had that conversation.
Right.
But he's just, we're on the same page. We have similar love for the story, and he invests wholeheartedly into the projects.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I really love that. I mostly work with him at the moment, just especially with this EP and keeping one focus for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Is there one specific song that is like maybe you've already released or you're going to release that really speaks to you and captures everything that you've told us so far about you, and something that's really close to you and dear to you? Is there one specific song that sticks out?
Yeah. I think, that's hard. There's two songs that are probably my favorite. I hate saying favorite. I like them all. I love them all. I think the last year of my life, the recurring theme of like what God really was encouraging me is like, it sounds very melancholy, but it's along that whole Ecclesiastes line of like everything is meaningless. Like that whole story of like how like life can be fragile and not to take it for granted. And like he knows our days. He knows like we stress so much and we worry so much about things that we forget the real reason that we're here. And there's one track called Life Might Be Fragile. And it really just goes along that vein of like how easy it's a story of someone who gets just really distracted and pulled away from the true meaning in life and the consequences of that. And I would say that song is probably the one that means the most to me out of all of it, especially when you've walked through it and you can see it all now and you almost just want to like hold up a poster and be like, guys, life is fragile. Like, don't make the mistakes I've made. Like, take every day like it's your last. Like, don't take anything for granted. People are so important. You're so important. That track kind of feels like my poster for the whole EP. Yeah.
Yeah, very cool.
Hmm.
As your journey as an artist, and even what God has done in your testimony, actually, it's probably a good question. Like, I mean, how did you know that Jesus was, the answer for you? Not only the answer, but I guess the one who holds all the stars in place, who knows every hair on your head. Like, how did you come to that realization and that love that you have in Him, and how you write?
So, I remember growing up and feeling like when people would ask, what's your testimony? And being like, I feel like I don't have one, because I grew up in church. And I was like, I feel like I need to go make a testimony, which is so silly to say. But that was attention for a lot of my like teenage life. But like going back to the beginning, my mum was essentially written off by doctors when this is before I was born. She had cancer and it was pretty bad. She lost her walking. She lost like her hair multiple times. She had it 2 or 3 times, I think. But she fell pregnant with me in that journey. And my mum had a cousin who also had the same cancer, who had passed away from it around a similar time, where the doctors had said, like, go home and die, essentially. And this is probably the Maltese spirit in her, but she was like, I'm not dying. And she went on this like faith journey with God, just to really unpack, like, what is your heart for me? And what is your heart for this like baby? Because like the doctors were all saying, abort, like get rid of her. You're going to die and she's going to die. You'll increase your chances of living if you get rid of her. But my mum was really just determined of like, I know what God, like what his promises are. And I know what he said to me. Anyways, long story short, she ended up keeping me. And it got to like delivery of me, and the doctors were all in this panic of like, we're about to lose 2 people right now. But I was like 2 weeks early. I was the healthiest baby they said they've seen. My mum, through giving birth to me, all her blood counts were fixed. Wow. She was completely like healed.
Wow.
And so that story is like, I would say for all of my upbringing, my mum continually like spoke words of life over me, knowing that everything would try and speak the opposite over me. Even like visiting doctors to this day, I've had them be like, what's your family's history? And I'll explain. And they're like, look out for that. And I'm like, no, like I'm not, like cancer is not a part of my story just because it was a part of my mum's. Or like there's a lot of words that people tried to speak over me that my mum just spoke life. And she always reminded me like, you are purposed and you are planned. And so all through my upbringing, that was my foundation, because that's all I knew, because that was my mum's voice over me, was how I came into the world. And I would say that's where my faith started, was from knowing that that's what he did in her life. And I guess probably that held me for so long, and it still does to this day, but definitely when I was in my early 20s, which wasn't that long ago, I'm still in my early 20s, but it felt like everything hit the floor in terms of like my faith, of like it became real, of like, this is either something really personal for you that you feel like you're going to carry into your adulthood, or it's not. And I really wrestled with God just back and forth. I ended up hitting like a really bad low in terms of mental health, and just a number of things in life just hitting rock bottom. And I look back now and be like, smart Jesus, like I see what you're doing the whole time. But at that point in time, it really became an opportunity for me to either abandon everything that I knew from my upbringing, or to really press in and make this faith thing my own, like have my own story and experiences with God. And that's what I did. I really just pressed into him. There wasn't anything like magical about that, in the sense of it's not like how my mum had like this healing. It was just this like soft, gentle, every day in the lowest of lows for me a couple years back, just seeking him, finding out about his heart, finding out why he even healed my mum, because there's so many things that happen in the world today that you could argue he should have done if you're going to compare it story for story. Trying to wrestle with those things and be like, who are you for me? Why did you save me and not other people? Why? Like all those thoughts. And it's just been this journey ever since, of like, I've just kept showing up. He's kept showing up. There's just been little things along the way where I'm like, God, I need a new job, and he's delivered. And I was looking, but at all the wrong things. And he brings across this opportunity that I'm like, oh my gosh, of course. Like, that's perfect. He's just shown up in so many little ways that I just can't deny it now as an adult for myself. Yeah.
That's awesome. I had tingles, man, when you were saying,
I was going to say goosebumps, or maybe the spirit bumps. Amazing though. Yeah. It's great.
That's a good story. I think don't ever be ashamed of sharing testimony. Like, if you think you don't have a story, that's a story.
And the fact that you continue to think about, I have a purpose, and you know that story of God's got a purpose for my life because he saved me, and mum. You know, shout out to mum for having that faith too.
Amen.
She's fire.
Thank you, Elijah's mum. Like, man.
Wow.
I want to meet your mum now.
What's her name, sorry?
Vicky.
Yeah. My mum's name's Vicky, actually.
Really?
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Vicky's.
Victoria's Vicky's.
Throw some love in the comments for Vicky, man. Like, you know, like
Amazing.
legit, like mums are so precious. If you're a mum listening to this podcast, just know that you are so valued.
Yeah.
You are so loved.
And so easy to listen to a doctor's advice and how easy that is. But, you know, it's not as easy to probably have that faith.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And there's that tension between like wisdom and faith. Like, I understand now that it's like God is both. Like he is wisdom. But there's definitely like at the crux of it all, it just comes back to just Jesus. Like, just listen to his voice. Because there are so many like oxymorons in life where it's like one person might actually need to go down the doctor route, and God is so on that. For my mom, it was different. It was, no, don't go down that route. And she had to just trust. It was just following God, just leaning into him, not the stress and anxiety of like no doctors or no faith, like just God, like just listen to him and what he's saying. Yeah.
That's good. I'm glad you said that because, everyone is going through different journeys, and that is the answer. Like, he has the answer.
Yeah.
Even if you're listening and you can't hear his voice, if you don't know what to do, you know, if you earnestly seek him, you know, he will show himself. He will reveal himself. That's his promise. For whatever reason, when people don't hear an answer, like there's hearts, man. There's things going on in your life that you're like, actually, I'm just holding on to this. And so, I mean, God knows the heart. It says in his word, you know, that man looks at the outward appearance, but God looks at the heart. And so if he made us, if he has the blueprint for our life, you know, if he knows every hair on our head, right?
Yeah.
If he knows every count of sand, if we're here for a purpose and a plan made in his image, then surely he has a plan. Yeah. And it's amazing hearing the plan that he's had for you. Where do you see your plan progressing? I know that, you know, none of us can really tell the future, right? But like, I mean, you know, where do you kind of feel that the Holy Spirit is directing you, you know, forward in your journey?
Yeah. I feel like at the moment, I hate this like period that I'm in right now because I feel like I am like naturally like, I'll take something, I'll own it, and I will run with it. Like, God doesn't have to worry about me not running with something he gives me. He has to worry about me just stopping and sitting still. And that's what he's doing. Like, he's really getting me to not know the next step. And I have wrestled and argued with that for so long of like, God, just tell me, like, where do you want me to go next? And I'll do it. And I feel like he's like, I know, just rest, like just sit. I think I'm just waiting on, I know something's coming, and I know that I've put in all this effort and work, and he knows the desires of my heart, and he's giving me new ones. And I'm being faithful to like just writing, releasing, dedicating it all to him. And where he takes it is a surprise for me. I'm just being faithful with what I know I can do in the waiting. My desire and like my heart is, as I said, I love connecting with people. So any room I can get in and see people happy and share stories and make people feel, like I always say, seen, heard, understood. Like that is so precious to me. And that like if I had one life goal, that would be it. Like to make people feel seen, heard, and understood. By the love of Jesus though, right? Like I don't think you can truly feel seen, heard, or understood until you've met Jesus. Because he's the ultimate fulfillment. So any room I can get in to play music and just be with people, that's the end goal. And whatever scale that looks like is just in his hands. I mean, we all want to say like it would be sick to play like a Coldplay stadium with all the lights and all that. Like, how cool?
Yeah.
But whatever scale it gets to, I'm just
amazing.
I'm just sitting back and trusting.
Do you have anyone in the industry currently that helps you navigate those things? Like, is anyone in Australian music industry that's supporting you in that space?
Yeah.
You guys, thank you.
You're welcome.
And even Brad and Jace, like, they're so great. I've had a few really like cool contacts from people that have been like, oh, I actually know this artist, or I actually know this like industry connection. And they've been cool to like connect with. But I would say most of my like help comes from Tyler, my producer.
Definitely.
He is just really great. He's in Nashville, so he just knows things. And then my other friend, Sam and I's best friends, Chetty and Rach. Chetty's an artist himself, actually.
Oh, yeah.
He is really great as well. He's just the coolest guy, and he just knows like social media is so foreign to me. And I'm just like, he helps me a lot with navigating like what I should do next, my moves, and how to break into the industry. So
Nice. Yeah, sounds like a mad bloke. We should get him on the pod.
You should. I'm telling you, he's cool.
Yeah, nice.
We'll have a good chat, sure.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah.
So you mentioned off the podcast earlier about your thoughts with the Australian music industry and like Christian music industry and the difference between that and I think you were discussing America and Nashville. We kind of paused you because we're like, oh, save it for the pod. So I'm interested to get your thoughts. Do you have any thoughts around the Australian Christian music industry? How do you feel about it? Do you struggle with it at all? Or is it something that you see that's building? Because we think there's something happening. In the Australian Christian music industry at the moment, which is great.
Yeah.
But I love to get the thought from the artist's perspective. How do you feel at the moment about,
Yeah. I feel like Australia just has this like insane opportunity to build a really beautiful foundation. Like when you look at, a lot of artists that I've spoken to from Australia, a lot of them say the same thing of like, I've got to get to America. Like I've got to get to LA, I've got to get to Nashville or London. That's another one. Like I've got to get there because that's the opportunities. And it's like, you can't deny that's true. Like if you want to get in front of the right people, that's where you go right now to maybe get a slightly increased chance of exposure. But I think what that sort of means for Australia is there's not really like, there's no real foundation of music in Australia. It's kind of like, you could probably argue this for a few different industries. Like it exists, but you don't know Australia for it. Like you don't know Australia for pop music. That's just like, Australia has so many great things about it and beautiful things about it. But I wouldn't say like, if I'm to think of rap music or country music, my mind immediately goes Nashville. Like that's where my mind goes.
Yeah.
But I think Australia has this opportunity to build something because there's not really anything firm there yet. And so what I love seeing at the moment is just this like rise in Christian artists in Australia who are actually going out and putting on these shows, like shamelessly not being like going overseas. Like they're just staying here and they're gathering Australians around their music. I just see so much potential in that of if enough people commit to it, Australia really could become something beautiful. Like music industry wise. But where was I going to go with that?
No, I love that.
Yeah,
I get really passionate about it and then it's like
no, it's good.
I love how you're saying that though. It's like, I would love to see that anyone who wants to make Jesus music wouldn't have to buy and stress over getting to Nashville, right? Buying a plane ticket to get over there in the hopes that somehow their music could be able to be an international success.
Yes.
Because, and people have different, that's a good question for you, what you value as success. But I think for any artist, it's different. And, you know, for the idea to be able to have the same opportunities as you would in Nashville. While still maintaining our, you know, demographic and living here in Australia.
Yeah.
You know, but what's for you as an artist, you know, what do you determine success is for you?
I think success for me is definitely, it sounds like I'm repeating myself. I think it's how much, like how well you can gather people and the impact you have on those people. Like as an artist, like you can view music as like a business, right? Because to a degree it has to be if you want to scale it in any way.
For sure.
Doesn't mean the heart of it is business. But oh man, I have so many thoughts in my head right now. Trying to pick them apart.
Yeah, we're happy to hear them all. Yeah, for sure.
I think success to me is, it purely just comes back to, do I feel like, or is there an evidence of impact for the right reasons? Like music is, like I said, there is so much weight to music because it can literally, for some people, they're using music to make their decisions about their relationships, about their friendships, about what they do with their life. Like crazy, but people do it. Like if they're feeling a certain way, they'll put on a song to make them feel it more. Or there is so much weight to it. I would measure my success by how my music impacts people. And then from a business perspective, how much reach can I get? What is that scale? I don't know. And I think God grants that when you dedicate it to him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think impact is my measure of success.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good answer.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know that for every artist, it's a journey, right? It's like, actually, like as you said, for business, it might be, I actually, as an artist, as a goal, I really just want to hit 100,000 followers.
Yeah.
And not for, hey, I've got 100,000 followers, but more like I actually want to impact 100,000 people. I want them to hear my story and what God has done in my life.
Yeah.
Because these people might be able to encounter God in a similar way. And so I know that particularly at the church or for conservatives, they look at, the spotlight and they see that, and maybe that's something that you might have wrestled with as well, or other artists would be like, oh, is it all about me or is it all about you, Lord? Like, how do you navigate that space of like, reaching those goals while maintaining actually God? It's, I need to just, get checked a little bit. I need to check myself before I wreck myself. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So,
I hear you. And the first thing that comes to my mind is something that, shout out to Pastor Ken again. He always talks about how we should be excellent as Christians. Like he doesn't say this next part. He might want to take it, I don't know. But
take notes, Pastor Ken.
No, you do great. I think if you're not the loudest, someone else with different values is. Like if you're not, like people will gravitate to whatever is the brightest and loudest. People that are lost. Like if you're in a dark place, you go to the light. And I don't mean that in the sense of like Jesus being the light, but you go towards wherever you feel like you might get relief. And I would rather be the loudest, or the Christian industry to be the lightest and the loudest, and striving for that excellence and striving to be the most known, not for prideful ways, but because you want to just almost fishing net everyone of like, let me help you navigate this with music. Or like, I just think because of what music has I find it so interesting that Lucifer was a musician.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Well,
that
that's
says enough for
insinuated,
me.
right?
Yeah, it's insinuated.
Yeah, for sure.
I read the kids' Bible stories.
the angel of light, first musician. I know all the tricks.
I was such a church kid.
In fact, small story, like the conservative church that I grew up with.
Yeah.
And then blessing to anyone who thinks about this as well. It's true. Like the, devil's a roaring lion, ready to, catch people in his snare. But like he's also like the most amazing angel of light musician. But taken to the extreme of like, you just shouldn't have drums in your songs, right? You shouldn't, nothing that's like rock music you should have because it the emotional sway of music can manipulate you away from Christ. Now I know this is a bit of a touchy subject for some of you who might be listening, but I want to let you in on something. Music is emotional.
Yes.
And Lucifer knows it, but someone actually said this, and it's amazing that did Lucifer make music?
No.
God made music.
Yes.
And he ultimately has a plan for how we can actually use music through the Holy Spirit, because music itself is transformative.
Yes.
It has an amazing sway, as you've insinuated what you're saying as well. So if Jesus works to deliver us from our sin, and he wants us to have a renewing of our mind, a transforming and renewing of our mind,
Yes.
you know, Romans 12. And music is transformative, then wow.
Yes.
That's why we've had such amazing success with, you know, these churches that have risen up and, you know, through the Jesus Revolution, you know, you've got Hillsong and Bethel, which I mean,
Yes.
you know, no one's perfect.
Yes.
But in saying all of this, you know, music itself is transformative.
Yes.
And so please continue with what you were saying, because I love what you're going with this.
Yeah. Well, I feel like music is God's, and whatever is being tarnished, like whatever good thing is being tarnished means that there is something more to it than what meets the eye. Like if the music industry is so influenced in such a bad way at the moment, to me, I go, that's God's, and there is so much potential there to flip it around.
Let's go.
And I just think people for me with songwriting, I'm like, let's not hide from the real stuff and let's not hide from the world. I never want to create music that's like a Christian club. I want it to be, let's talk about the real stuff as a Christian who, as you're writing, you've been in the journey with Jesus. Like, it's not like you're writing these outrageous things and God is on your story and he's ministering to you because you're showing up and you're committing to your relationship with him. Like, trust the journey he's taking you on. Trust the writings you're dedicating to him and saying, God, this is what I want to put out. Like, he's not a mute God. He's on that ever evolving journey with you as you write. Trust that, and trust that you probably will get it wrong and he's in that as well. But I just think Christian music, I think it has so much potential and power, and Christian artists have so much potential to really change the whole industry if we just committed to trying to be the loudest in the room, showing up excellently, and being honest in our writings. That's kind of what I was touching on earlier. Sometimes life just is not good. And God has been in that for you. And the only way you're going to reach people that don't know Jesus, that are walking through similar things, is if you write about that from your God-given perspective. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I could go on forever.
It was really stuck in my mind, and you actually made me think of how a specific music genre pulled me out of some of the darkest times in my life. And I was in that sort of crowd that ended up listening to heavy metal and screamo.
Yeah.
Right? I wore skinny jeans. I had stretchers in my ears. I was in that club. Okay. And I think it was when I lived at the Sunshine Coast, and I was so embedded into that scene for a short time that the thing that pulled me out was a Christian screamo band.
Yeah.
And I didn't know, because my granddad used to tell me, when I was a kid, my dad used to tell me country music was the devil's music, you know, and it was just this constant ever evolving thing. Yeah. And my dad would be like, screamo, that's the devil's music, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't listen to it at all anymore. My wife hates it. So she's like, don't put that rubbish on.
You're being a wise man.
Yeah. But I think in that time in my life, which was some of my darkest times, that was the music I gravitated to. And because this band, they were called For Today, the lead singer's a pastor now. He's not doing it anymore. But they would evangelize everywhere they went, and they would have lineups of people wanting to give their lives to the Lord because of the stuff that they wrote. And they did it in a way that it was louder than the other stuff that I wanted to listen to. And I gravitated to that because I was brought up in a church. Yeah. And I was like, hang on a minute, there's a special message in here. Yeah. And I hope that's for anyone, not just people who grew up in church, but for anyone. And I think, God can use that for good. Everything's for God. Everything is God's. So it's amazing that you say that, and it actually made me think of that for my own story. It's not something I've thought about.
Yeah,
so
I love that.
Thank you.
We should. You're welcome.
No, it's good. It's good.
I think we should just never make it hard for people to encounter Christ, and I think unintentionally we can do that. We can do that through, if we're it's no surprise to me if I'm not a Christian and I'm going through heavy stuff, Maybe I just got cheated on. Maybe I'm struggling with body image. I'm not going to listen to a song that's trust in the Lord, lean not on your own understanding. I'm going to gravitate towards a song that's helping me process what I'm going through. And I think with the whole, we shouldn't make it hard for people to know Christ. That's why writing music to me it's almost it's my honor to be writing, because I want to get through to you. And I want to use my story to get through to you. So I'm not going to make it all like, just get over it and like, you'll be fine. I'm going to write about the story and what I went through. And in the way that I'm writing, like incorporate like the realities of that and how I got to God in that, because God meets us in those moments. I want to write about how he came down and actually met me in that moment, not just the end product of like, everything's fine, you're going to be all right. Because people that are going through it, the same situation as you, are not going to jump to this music over here. They're going to want to find something that makes them feel seen, heard, and understood in what they currently are in. And that's probably my heart for music, is not making it hard for people by writing about the real things, the human experience, with the influence of Jesus in that.
Love that.
Love it. Man, well, if people want to, reach out to you and, find out more and, and listen to your music, where can we best connect with you?
Yeah. I love connecting with people over Instagram and TikTok, all the socials, but Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music even has it on there. I don't know how it got on there, but it's on there. YouTube, there's videos.
Nice. Yeah, so cool. Yeah.
Sometimes I'm like, I didn't know my music was on Pandora.
yeah, that's right.
Distribution.
Distribution, that's it. It's on pretty much all platforms. But I love connecting and hearing with people on socials. I love keeping DMs open for that, because that's the real stuff.
Yeah. That's good to hear. Yeah, that's awesome. Guys, please follow Elijsha Davey. Find out whatever platform, but Instagram, shoot her a message. Elijsha, thank you so much for
Thank you for having
sharing
me.
your story. It's been, another epic story. I mean, like the way that God's used you and is using you, and is like being able to show transformation, through your family and even in your own life, that you made your faith your own and you're stepping out, you're boldly and loudly for the Lord. And we're so encouraged and we're so looking forward to your EP that's coming out. Have you got a release date for your EP?
I don't, but it's looking very October, November.
Yeah, it's got a title yet, or you're not sure?
I'm actually calling it Life Might Be Fragile. So after my favorite track. Yeah.
Perfect.
That's very cool. Life Might Be Fragile. Guys, look out for that in this year, 2026. Almost next year. In October, November, we'll be keeping our eyes on your release. And so, thanks again for being here. Guys, my name is Walker. This is Velzy. Give us a like and a subscribe and go and follow Elijsha. Shoot her a message. This is Make Jesus Music. We'll catch you next time.